Humans are too selfish to make this work. Society has never worked. Society will never work. We are too selfish to make this work. False optimism leads to more suffering. I know that a lot of people who believe that things are going to be better in the future, they will say to you, oh, look at where we come from. Look at where we are technologically. That means that things are improving. Look at the technological level that this world operates on. That means that things are improving. If things weren't improving, we'd still be living the way that we were living 50 years ago. But things have improved. We have the internet now, we have cell phones, we have computers. We are able to travel much faster. What we do not realize is that the quality of life has never improved. People are not happy. In fact, the quality of life decreased. You must ask yourself a question. Why do people want to travel much faster? Why do people want to be able to communicate with people who are in other countries much faster? Why do people want to watch TV? Why do people want to have cell phone? It's because they want to connect with other people much faster, right? But are we able to connect as people? What have we given away to even have this technology that we have? There's something that we had to give away to have this technology that we have, but are we happy? Are we satisfied? Do we feel like this is working? The truth is, this is not working. The truth is that we are too selfish to make this work. Maybe it will be possible to teleport in the future. Maybe that will be possible. Maybe everything will be possible in the future. But that won't make people happy. And that is the problem. You see, people won't be happy because we are too selfish to make this work. We can have everything in the world, but we'll never be happy because this won't work. There will always be slavery. There will always be people who have more than others and who are using their power to control other people, who are using their power to ensure that other people do not get to have what they have, because we are selfish. Human beings are inherently selfish. There will always be inequality. There will always be racism. No, there will always be people who are going to hate some people because of how they look. What we need to understand is that we are flawed. And there is nothing that we can do about it. Have you ever tried to change? You know? Okay, maybe I'm mean sometimes and you try to change. Has that ever worked? You actually were able to change and you became a very nice person who wasn't mean. If you have anger problems, has that ever worked? If you try to change, if you try to be more happy. If you were selfish and you try to be less selfish, has that ever worked? Or people don't really change? This is exactly how we are. The reason why the world is the way that it is today is because of us. We are the way that we are, and because we are the way that we are, the world is the way that it is. And there's nothing we'll be able to do to change that, because we keep on preaching every day, that things are gonna get better and we want things to be better for our children. But things don't ever become better. We've been here for many years. Is this how we're supposed to be living right now? Living in a world where some people are living in real poverty, where they don't really have a chance? Is this how we're supposed to be living? There are a lot of people who are suffering, and we know that they're suffering because we have technology now. I know what's going on in New York. I know what's going on in London. I know what's going on in Haiti. I know what's going on in Johannesburg, even though I'm not in Johannesburg right now. You know what I mean? We know that there are people who are suffering for real in the world. And we can help these people, but we choose not to help them. You see? We're competing. So you're all on your own. That is the truth. Believe it or not. Each and every person is on their own, because we don't care about one another like that. And it sucks that the way that we treat people, we treat them as if they are part of this machine, this big machine. You know what I mean? As if, if things don't work out for you, you will get help and all that. Like, no one really gets help. You see? Especially if there's nothing that's going to be benefited from helping you. That is why we have homeless people that are still living in the street and that have no hope. They can't do anything. And we have people with billions. They can change people's lives, but they're not interested in doing that. And you think that there's hope for humanity? You think that we can change and actually make things better? We can improve the technology that we have now. That is very possible, but that doesn't mean that the quality of life is going to improve. We will always be selfish, you see? We will pass people in the street, people who are hungry, knowing them well that we can change their lives instantly. Like, we can send them money instantly and change their lives. Know that we have enough money. A billionaire can pass a homeless person in the street. A person that's really hungry, they can change that person's life in an instant. Send them money. Be like, you know what? Go buy a house and, start all over again. Let's see if you're going to do better this time. But they won't help them. You see? So technology doesn't mean that things have really changed. You know what I mean? I mean, for the better. I mean, yeah, we are able to do things much faster, but still, that doesn't improve the quality of life, because the quality of life can never be improved unless we truly care about one another. You see? The reason why people do not feel okay right now is because they know we do not care about one another. People know that. Like, people who are intelligent know the truth. I mean, unless you're dumb. But if you are really intelligent, you know that, hey, humans don't really care about one another like that, They know that. Everyone knows deep down, Even those that are not really that intelligent, but deep down they know, They just don't know what they know. It's like they know that, yeah, if things don't work out for me, people are going to stop loving me. People who are in my life who care about me are going to stop caring about me. People are going to give up on me. So I mustn't lose my shit, If you are at the bottom, you suffer. You see, you see how mean people are, You will see how mean people are. You'll see how selfish people are. If there's a movie that I think is gonna be my favorite this year, I mean, it's already my favorite, but I don't know if there's a movie that's gonna top that in my list. The Book of Clarence. I really enjoy watching this movie, and I've watched it so many times. There's no movie that's gonna top that movie. It's gonna be the best movie on my list this year. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. So there was this homeless guy who was getting mistreated by society. I remember in the beginning of the movie, Clarence was racing with this other lady on a wagon, something like that. I don't know, I think it's called a wagon, that thing, right? So they found this homeless guy in the street. He was there begging. I remember Clarence's friend was like, Run him over. Run him over. So, yes, it's funny. Jesus saved him in the end. Like, this guy was dirty. Like, he was really dirty, you know. Jesus found him, laid his hands on him, and he got healed, I guess, became sane again, and he was able to make money come out of his palm, you know. So he was good. He went to these other ladies and say, yo, get me cleaned up because, well, I'm dirty. And they cleaned him up. And then when he went outside, he was looking like Jesus, you know. Like in the movie The Book of Clarence, Jesus was black. Like the real Jesus was black. But that guy was white. And he looked like the Jesus that we know today. So that's what that was funny. He wasn't Jesus, but then he looked like Jesus. Like he just looked handsome, you know what I mean? Like he looked like how you imagine Jesus would look like. So people started calling him Jesus. And because of that, he got crucified. That was so funny, man. Because they were soldiers looking for false messiahs, right? So when they found him, he got crucified. He was so angry when he was on the cross, you know. It's like he wanted all humanity to be punished. He was so damn angry because he sinned the worst of society. Like he knows how we are as people. So he was really angry. Clarence was like, yo, man, I was one of the people who mistreated you, and for that I'm sorry. But I thought that was funny. The fact that dude was homeless, Jesus saved him. After Jesus saved him, he got cleaned up, and then when he got outside, people started treating him like Jesus. And because people started treating him like Jesus, they thought that he was a false messiah. Then, well, he got crucified. That shit was funny. He was so angry. Like he had every reason to be angry. Like he had seen the worst of society. Like he's like, nah, man, these people, no, there's no, like it was impossible for him to love society. How do you love society after being treated like that? So now they crucify him just because some people think that is Jesus. It was funny. And what was funny is that someone was painting him. So I think he said, God must punish everyone, especially the one that's drawing me. So this guy was drawing him, and so they were trying to like, I think Jay-Z and the other producers were trying to like, show us. I mean, that would be black people who believe that Jesus was black. They were trying to show us that Jesus was actually black, but of course, he didn't like look like how Jesus would look like. So they just painted the person that kind of looked like how Jesus would look like, and then, everyone believed that was Jesus. And a lot of black people, and I thought it was funny that a lot of black people, when I was growing up, had a picture of this white guy, like he's Jesus. It's like, what? Like, do you understand how stupid people are? So, like, you have a picture of some white guy, and you kind of like think that is Jesus. I remember I would argue with my friends when we were young. Like, that's not Jesus. And they were like, that's Jesus. I was like, bro. That is why in one of my recent videos I say, there is nothing wrong with you. People are just stupid as fuck. Society is just trash. Do you understand how stupid people are? Like they genuinely believe that there was Jesus. Like you have to live with these people. You have to interact with these people. You have to tell these people the truth. How do you think they're going to react to the truth? They're incapable of understanding the truth. They're not on your level. So of course, they're going to think that there's something wrong with you because they're not even capable of understanding you. They see you as their equal. Right? Like we're all the same, and we must all think the same way. So if you think differently because they don't understand that you're right, they'll think that there's something wrong with you. That is why you think differently. They won't realize that no, you're actually more right than they are. You're just not in a better situation that they're in, so they just look at you as their equal. Like, well, we're equal here, so you can't think differently. If you think differently, something's wrong with you. Remember, this world doesn't reward true intelligence. That's another thing that you must get. The people who are on top only care about controlling other people. So if you are really that intelligent, how do you think this world is going to reward you, right? They're interested in manipulating people, ensuring that these people are going to hate you for being intelligent, for being right, you see? So you never, that's why a lot of people, I remember I was having a conversation with Kev Nats, he's from South Africa. He's an internationalist as well. He was like, why many people are like woke, or like not even, like, he didn't even use the word woke, like enlightened, I think. He used the word enlightened. Why are many people who are enlightened broke? Like, well, some of them just don't really care about material things, you know. But also, this system does not reward intelligence. It doesn't reward enlightenment. There isn't much to gain, like, when you are enlightened, unless you create a cult like Osho. Osho was intelligent, but he created a cult and started using people because they started treating him like he was some kind of a god, and he started to believe he was invisible. There's a problem with a lot of guys who are intelligent, like Rashad, for an example, or Nature Boy. You know what I mean? These people, very intelligent guys who could have helped a lot of people, but they started misusing their power. Well, I'm woke and I have these people who are following me, so I'm going to control them in this way and that way, and things like that usually never work out, you know. If you are very woke, if you are very enlightened, you must use your wokeness and enlightenment to help others become woke and enlightened, not to actually take advantage of other people, you know. Because if you are enlightened, of course people are going to follow you, because they will realize that you are enlightened. So you can either choose to help them become enlightened or take advantage of them. Now, I realized with some of these people who became very rich, who were enlightened, they just took advantage of people who needed their help. You see, that sucks. But some of them, I do think that the governments were fighting against them somehow. You know, that also happens. You know, they realize that, damn, this person is a threat. We must find a way to, you know, silence this person. We're too selfish to set ourselves free. Like, we're too selfish to work together to build a better society. We are too selfish. So it's every man for himself. You know, people are just working for themselves and their families, and that's it. Like, hey, I don't care about other people's kids. You know, things are kind of like working out for me. I'm just gonna try to navigate my way to the top, you know. I don't care about my neighbor's kid. I don't care about my sister's kid. I care about me. I don't care about the rest of society. So things never work out. In South Africa, there are people who are voting for the ANC, right? The ANC has fucked things up. Like, it has fucked things up. That's why I'm telling you that things never really get better in society. We thought that when apartheid ended, things were going to be better for black people. Nope. Things actually became worse for black people. Things actually became worse for black people. There are people who vote for ANC Why? Because they're benefiting. You see, that's selfishness. You can see that this party ain't doing shit. But well, these politicians that are running that party are like very powerful. They have a lot of money. They're very corrupt. So that's how they were able to gain their wealth. They have a lot of money and they use their money to buy votes from people. Get a celebrity like, yo, we're gonna give you 1 million. You've got to promote our party to your audience. You're very famous. You gotta wear ANC t-shirts. You gotta talk about ANC. Make your followers believe that things are gonna work out. Blah blah blah. And because of selfishness, it's about money. At the end of the day, people want money. They're loyal to money. They're loyal to survival. They're not loyal to truth. That's why when I say human beings are selfish, they're gonna be like, nah, your party sucks. Fuck it. Like, your party sucks. We want a better South Africa. No, they will do what they're told because they know that there's something that they're going to benefit. And that's what it has always been about. It's always been about making money, you see? It's always been about gaining more power. It's always been about our selfish desires. So how will things become better in the world? How can people be optimistic? Oh, things are going to work out. No, they'll never work out. It doesn't matter what kind of technology we're going to be having in the future. Trust me, people will be suffering. What is going to happen is that people who are already in power, they're going to use the technology that we'll be having to control people who do not have power. That's exactly what is going to be happening. That's exactly what is happening. If you watch movies like Minority Report, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You think technology is going to save us? Like, things are going to become better because of technology? No. There's a reason why people ain't happy, bro. We have technology. Are we happy? Nope. You see? Technology ain't going to save us. If we're selfish, there's nothing that we're going to be able to do to save ourselves. And we are selfish. I know that we're selfish because I'm also selfish. Listen, I care about things becoming better in our society more than a lot of people do, right? I know what we need to do as a collective to actually make things better. I'm not blind. But I also do know that I'm selfish. I might be less selfish than an average person, but I am still selfish, and I can tell you that even though I know what needs to be done, even though I know that we cannot keep on giving our power away, even though I know that we should try to be less selfish in order to make this work, I know that things will never work. And people who think that things will work are people who are more selfish than me. People who don't even know what needs to be done to make this world better. People who are easy to control. People who are easy to manipulate. You don't believe that this is going to work out because you're very enlightened and you know what's going on. You believe that things are going to work out because you're not enlightened. You don't know what is going on. You've just been made to believe that things are going to work. Maybe that makes you feel good. Maybe it doesn't even matter to people if they're being lied to, as long as they feel good. Maybe that's the reason why they keep on going back to their churches. Pastors will stand in front of them and lie to them. God is going to help you. You just must have faith in Jesus. Jesus is the only one that can help you. Jesus is the only way. Whenever you're in trouble, look up to Jesus. Jesus is going to help you. That makes them feel good for a while. And they start feeling bad and they realize that, oh, I need to go back to church. So that the pastor will lie to me and I'll feel, better. That's like being addicted to drugs. We blame people for being addicted to drugs, but that's exactly like being addicted to drugs. You go to church to get high. But you're not going to be high forever. So you have to go back. It's not like there's something that's valuable that you are actually gaining. Nope. It's just false optimism, really, because you don't know what to do at the end of the day. Can you imagine if you spend the time that you spend going to church trying to do something that's actually productive? Don't you think you'll be somewhere in life? Think about it. If you spend the time that you spend going to church on something productive, don't you think you'll be somewhere in life? Maybe spend the time reading a book. Like, okay, let me read a book that is actually gonna help me. Like, let me read books on success now. Let me try to learn something. Let me work out. Let me learn how to do something. Let me spend all the money that I'm giving to these pastors on things that are gonna help me. Let me spend the money that I'm giving to my pastors on my children, on my children's future. Let me save this money so that in the future when my children need money, I'm gonna be like, okay, this is, you know what I mean? But you wanna get high, so you go to church to get these drugs that they give you, and you get high. You feel better for a while, but, well, you gotta go back. You gotta go back. I said there's no hope, just false hope, false optimism. People lying to themselves every day. They love hearing these lies that they're being told every day. These lies make them feel good. That's why I don't blame these pastors anymore. Like, when I make videos about Christianity, I don't really blame pastors. I'm like, hey, they're doing their job. It's the people that are to blame. These pastors are doing what people want. I want you to understand. I realized, I already knew that, but I realized that more when I was in this show that I was telling you about, this popular show that I was telling you about, where I was talking a lot about Christianity, and the people say that I have demons and all that, and I was like, yeah, these pastors are actually smart because they're doing what's benefit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm standing against all the lies, and people want to hear lies. So it's kind of like I'm doing something wrong. I'm the villain here. We don't live in a world where truth is valued. You see, people don't understand the true value of truth. So it's like the pastors are actually doing the right thing. People want to be lied to, and the pastors are actually doing what people want them to do. So ain't they the good guys? And ain't I the bad guy? Think about it. Our own selfishness is making us weak. We don't want to feel pain. We don't want to feel necessary pain, because there is such thing as necessary suffering in this world. Maybe the only way to free ourselves, we literally have to walk through fire. Maybe we have to sacrifice ourselves. Right? Maybe we have to stand for the truth, even if it hurts. Maybe we have to be truthful, even if there's gonna be real consequences. Maybe we have to stop listening to lies, even if these lies make us feel good. You see? The reason why many people who are depressed are people who are actually like real, truthful, who understand what's going on. It's because truth itself will make you depressed. Like, truth is not gonna make you feel good. Like things are so fucked up in our society that the truth isn't gonna make people feel good. We have lied to ourselves for too long, and there have been people who have lied to us for too long. So you can't expect truth to make you feel comfortable. No, truth is gonna make you feel uncomfortable. You see? So you must be willing to be selfless in order to free yourself and others. You must be like, you know what? I don't care how I feel when people tell me how things really are. Because, well, that's how things really are. But people are too selfish. They want to feel good. They want to get high. You know. And when people do drugs, they know that them feeling the way that they feel isn't real. You know. It's false. It's not like they feel the way that they feel because the world is good. You know. They just take drugs and feel good for a while. So it's the same with Christians going to church. They go to church and the pastors give them drugs and they feel good for a while, and then go back to reality and stress, and then go back to church because they're addicted. That's being weak. This isn't being strong. We need to be selfless. We need to get to a point where we're like, you know, it's fine if I suffer, but I must focus on the truth now because I've been lied to. Everyone has been lied to, so I must focus on the truth. And I've lied to myself a lot. And I was programmed to lie to myself. I didn't lie to myself because I really elected to lie to myself. No, I was brainwashed since I was young, so I told myself lies. But here's the truth. Here's the truth, and accepting the truth is painful, but hey, let me become selfless now. I mean, these ignorant people will be having children, bringing them into a world where they have to deal with this crap. They don't try to make the world better, you know. And them having children is also them being selfish because they're trying to feel good. Like, yeah, I'm feeling empty. You know, I want to feel high again. What do? Oh, let me have children. See, they don't try to make the world better. They don't try to do things that are actually necessary, because there are things that are necessary to make this world better. For real. Like, not us just being optimistic, even though there's no reason to be optimistic. There's never been a time in history where society stood still. Like, yo, things ain't really working the way that we want them to be working right now. Let's change the world. Because we don't like the direction where the world is headed to. It needs to change. Nope. What is this thing? Nope. People go on with their lives as if things are working out, even when things are not working out. Can you imagine if we stood still as a society? Like, yay, this is not working for real. And we're not going to lie to ourselves anymore. This is just not working. We want a better world. We want things to change. We cannot live in a world where we're controlled by like 100,000 people. We don't want to live in a world like that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for us to accept a world like that. We don't want to live in a world where Our kids don't know what to do because, well, there is no employment. So they have to work shitty jobs in order to survive. We're the ones that brought them here. Does that make sense? That we bring them into a world where there's no employment and then now we blame them for not being employed? We bring them into a world of competition. This world is not built on love. You gotta understand, we don't love one another. You see, people, we know that deep down we know we're not really loved. People care about you if there's something that they're gonna benefit from you. You have to understand that. That's why if someone broke try to marry a woman that's rich, even the parents of that woman are gonna be like, whoa, 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 whoa. The brothers of that woman are gonna be like, no, no, no. The sisters, the friends, like, no. You know what I mean? Because it's about survival. It's not about love. It's never been about love. You see, love is a lie that we tell ourselves. That is why there are a lot of people who feel unloved in our society because, well, they are really unloved. They have nothing of value to offer other people. So, well, other people don't care about them because they have nothing to offer. You see? You are loved because there is something that you are offering people. If you have nothing to offer, people are not going to love you and they're not going to try to help you, you know, so that you, figure out what you can offer. I won't help you find yourself, find your talents. Like, it's rough here. It's rough. The way things are right now, society should have stood still a long time ago. Like, we don't like where the world is headed. We see where the world is headed. We don't like it. We don't believe in it because, well, we are pro-life and we think life should be worth it. I mean, these people who are pro-life are crazy, really, delusional. They're pro-life, but they're not trying to make this life better. They're against abortion, but they're not trying to make the lives of children better. If you're going to approach someone who's pregnant and say they can't abort, then make sure that you're going to help them raise that child. It's not even about them. It's about the child that's born in the world. You cannot just expect the child to suffer because you feel you believe in life. It makes no sense to believe in life if there's too much suffering. We must try to minimize suffering so that we'll be justified to believe in life. It gets to a point where it seems like we're just sadistic. Like, we just love seeing people suffer. I know that people are sadistic. You know, people are so bored that hearing that bad things happen to other people makes them feel good. I know people are like that. You hear that someone was involved in a car accident, and you can see how people react on Facebook, you know. Oh, this celebrity was involved in a car accident. Oh, the likes, people are gonna share the pictures and all that, you know. You see that these people are happy that bad things happen. They want to see bad things happening to people because, well, their lives are so fucking boring that there's no fun. There's no, you know what I mean? There's nothing that they're doing to like really enjoy their lives. So they're waiting for bad things to happen to people so that they will feel what they want to feel, I guess. They want to feel something. You realize that people are actually sadistic. They do want to see bad things happening to other people. They just don't want to be the ones that are doing these bad things because they're afraid of consequences. But they do want to see bad things happening to other people. I remember I was watching this other lady being interviewed. Her dad died. Her dad died because, well, some guy owed him money. He went to him. He's like, yo, give me my money. I want to use it. And the guy was like, he had this thing I don't know what to call it. It's like this thing that they use to charge phones and all that. In South Africa, it's not even legal to have that thing. So he gave him that thing. It's like, look, just sell this thing. It's kind of like expensive. You're gonna get your money back. And he took it. Took it to his friend's house and was like, yo, man, let me test this thing. Do you know how it works? I got it from this guy and he said this and that, and then they plugged that thing and then it exploded. Dude was in pieces. Right, dude was in pieces. So the lady went there because she got a call. She heard what happened. She went there and she found people taking pictures, right? We're not talking about people who, like journalists, like just normal people. They were taking pictures. You understand how crazy that is? So it was not journalists, it was just normal people just taking pictures because they wanted to share those pictures. Like, oh, you see what because they love seeing bad things happening to people. They'll pretend as if they don't, but that's exactly what they wanted to see. You see? Because why would you be sharing pictures? Think about it. Something tragic happens to someone, you pull out your phone and you record a video. Why? What is the reason? What makes you feel the need to record a video so that you'll share it? You love seeing bad things happening to people. You probably want to be chilling at home, be like eating food and be like, ish, I'm bored. Let me watch a video of someone suffering. Oh shit. Because why? What is the reason for doing that? For taking pictures? It gets to a point where people don't even help one another. They just take pictures, take videos, even when they could help. Is it? Sadistic, man. Can't be trusted. We can't be trusted. So how can we be optimistic? Why do we believe that we're going to use technology to make life better? I mean, we're already failing. It's much easier for us to help one another than ever now, but are we helping one another? Are we making this world work? Or the people who are already in power are already winning more and becoming more and more powerful, and the people who are already poor are becoming more and more poor? Everything that you've been told about this society is a lie, dude. You gotta open your eyes, When you're walking in the street, open your eyes, man. See how people communicate with one another. When you're in a shop, open your eyes. You see? When you're in town, open your eyes. When you're in a city, open your eyes. Look at how homeless people are being treated. Look at how poor people are being treated. Look at how broke people are being treated. Open your eyes. Look at how broke guys are being treated by women. Look at how ugly women are being treated by guys. Like, just open your eyes. You will see that we are cruel. We are selfish. We don't care about one another. It's all about what we can gain from one another. It's all about how we can use one another. It has never been about us caring about one another. People ask you, why do you not want to have kids? I don't want to have kids because I cannot guarantee that you motherfuckers are going to love my kid. I can't guarantee that. And I can't guarantee that my kid is going to be good to other people. I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that my kid won't be like Jeffrey Dahmer. I can't guarantee that whatever made Jeffrey Dahmer the way that he was won't happen to my kid, and then my kid turned into someone like him, and then the whole world hates him. We're victims of causality at the end of the day. Cause and effect. There's no free will. We are all capable of anything. Anything that any person has ever been capable of, we're capable of it. We're just lucky if we're not in prison and things are kind of like working out for us. We're just lucky if we have people who love us, people who care about us and all that, but really things could have been worse. Things are not the way that they are for you if you're doing good because you're like this intelligent person that knows what to do. Nah, it has nothing to do with that. You don't know what you're doing. That is the truth. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna happen 1 second from now. You don't know. You can get shot. You can start feeling sick. You can get a call. Where you're told that something bad has happened to someone that you love. You can receive a text that says the same thing. You don't know what's gonna happen, so we're not really in control because we don't know if what we're doing is gonna lead to good things happening. Like, you can try your best to do the right things and bad things happen. That happens. I know people who have done things right and bad things still happen to them. It's about luck, bro. You can live your life right, be a very disciplined person, like really disciplined in life, work hard and just be a good person and then get married. Life is really unpredictable. You find that if you lived like an asshole, you wouldn't have gotten married. Because you would have never been in the place where you got married in the first place. Like, your life would have been completely different. Like, we don't know what we're doing. That's the thing. So that's why I'm saying it's about luck at the end of the day. So there's no one to really blame. Just be conscious enough to realize that bringing more people here is really that dangerous. Because people are suffering because of that. You see, people are suffering because they were brought here. So be conscious enough to realize that that's really dangerous. Like, that's risky, and it's an unnecessary risk to take. Because there isn't much that we can do after people are born. Things can happen to them. We're not that powerful. We're just men and most of us don't know what we're doing. That's what Clarence said when he was on the cross. I like that. We're just men and women, and most of us don't know what we're doing. But it is more true to say all of us don't know what we're doing. Because we don't. We can't know what we're doing because we don't even know why we're here and what this is really all about. So how can we know what we're doing? We just look at other people like, hey, you know what you're doing? And if they seem like they know what they're doing, follow them. That's why there are people who are following these false prophets. All of them are false anyway. Don't know why I call them false prophets. Some of them false prophets. All of them are false prophets. If you are convincing enough, people are going to follow you. Because they don't know what they're doing. So they're like, hey, maybe this guy knows some shit that we don't know. So let's try to follow him and see if we can learn things that can actually make this experience worth it. The truth is, we are too selfish to make this work. We're too selfish to make this work. We've always been selfish. Since we were little, we were selfish. You know how mean kids are? Have you ever watched kids playing with one another? You realize how mean they are. Like, it's scary, bro. You're like, what? That's how we are. Think we're better? No, we're not. I just like to think we are better. There are no real grown-ups. I've been telling you that. No real grown-ups. We're just big babies. And we're slaves, so we take things more seriously now. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, and you think you're doing something important. What you're doing is not more important than what children be doing when they're playing with one another. You're just playing. because you know, like, what you're doing is really important. Like, oh, I have a job, I have children, I'm serious now. That's how babies be playing. They have dolls, you know, like, eh, let me take care of my doll and blah blah blah. It's the same thing. You're just a big baby. You're not conscious enough to see things from a much higher perspective, right? To see if to see how stupid you are. You're not conscious to see how stupid you are. It's just like, I'm just doing what I'm doing, man. You know, I'm serious. Like, I should be respected for what I'm doing because I'm serious. I'm raising children. You know, this society will make you feel bad for not having children. Like, when are you gonna grow up? When are you gonna grow up? You know, everyone is having children. Why are you not having children? Why are you not serious with your life because you're not having children? Like, what's wrong with people? Like, they pretend as if they know what they're doing, but they have no clue what the heck they're doing. That's part of being selfish, because they're too weak to think deeply, because thinking deeply is not going to make them feel comfortable. So they have to tell themselves lies that make them feel good. Strange that we are the way that we are as a society, man. It's really strange. But now you can see why there's no hope for society, because even if we got everything that we wanted, there's no way we'll make this better. There's no way we'll make this worth it. It's like we're so selfish that even if we had everything that we wanted, we'll try to make each other's lives miserable, because there will still be something, like, that will be the only thing that's left. You know, if we had everything that we wanted, we'd look at one another and be like, oh well, we're bored. What do? We do everything that we want, but we're bored. Let's make each other's lives miserable. Maybe we'll feel better, and then we do make each other's lives miserable, because we're sadistic. Believe it or not, human beings are very sadistic, man. Know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You should know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, man. There isn't anything else that's gonna set you free other than the truth. You must know what is going on. And I understand that it's not easy to, like, really understand what is going on, and it's painful to try to really understand what is going on. It's a lot of work. The whole society is anti-truth. You realize that this whole society is anti-truth when you speak the truth. And that's why I said, reveal yourself to the world, and the world will reveal itself to you. That's how it works. So the world, once you reveal yourself to the world and reveal itself to you, you realize what's going on. Well, people don't want the truth. You tell them the truth, and, well, they hate you. The world has revealed itself to you. You become more honest and real, and people hate you. This whole society is anti-truth, bro. You make content online where you're speaking the highest truth, and what happens? You know what happens. This world is anti-truth. Because people are just not strong enough to really accept the truth. They're not strong enough to be able to handle feeling the way that you do. And you are real. And you're honest with yourself and honest about what's going on in the world. It's lies that keep people going. It's not the truth. Truth is dangerous. That is why people are optimistic even when there's zero reasons to be optimistic. Their optimism will lead them to more suffering. True, but well, they'll still be optimistic in their suffering. You see? So they'll still use their optimism to feel better even when they're suffering. That's what happens. It's just like drugs. Drugs is gonna make your life worse. Right? Drugs is gonna make your life worse, but here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna use more drugs to try to feel better about your life, even though it's like really messed up. So you use drugs and drugs make your life worse, and then you use drugs again to feel better when your situation is really that bad. See, you use drugs to escape reality. So you use optimism to escape reality. Like, things are gonna work out, man. Things are gonna work out. Even when you're able to see that, but things are not working out. But you like, I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna be hopeful. Things are gonna work out. You keep on digging a hole for yourself, right? You keep on digging a hole for yourself, and you remain optimistic while things, It sucks that we are the way that we are, man. It sucks. So you can't expect things to change for the better. If you are really honest with yourself. This place that you're in is not good, man. I would say try to be real. Try to be honest. Even when it's hard. I think that's gonna help you understand things better. If you lie to yourself, you're never going to understand anything. But if you're honest with yourself, I think you're going to start understanding things better. Because life will reveal itself to you. The more you reveal yourself to the world, the more it reveals itself to you. The less you reveal yourself to the world, the less it reveals itself to you. That's how it works. I wonder what the end game is going to be. I really do wonder what the end game is going to be, man. What a life. Sometimes when I think about the fact that I'm actually conscious, like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm conscious, bro. Damn. How did that happen? I remember some dude in the series True Detective said, I think consciousness is a misstep in evolution or something like that. Said something like that. It's a tragic misstep. Like you're self-aware. And you're suffering. So you are also aware that you're suffering. So you're alive and you know that you're alive, but you're suffering. You also know that you're suffering in the life that you have. You don't know where this life even comes from. People are telling you different stories, but when you look deeply, you realize that these stories that you're being told have holes. So you don't even know what to believe. You don't even know what to think. You just see people being selfish, man. People being mean to one another for no reason other than the fact that that's how they were programmed. It's not like we have good reasons to be mean to one another. And if people are not mean to one another, there's gonna be scarcity. It's like people who are at the top are gonna make sure that there's scarcity so that they'll be mean to one another. So we never win. Even if we want to do the right thing, there's gonna be scarcity, so we have to be competing. So we're never going to love one another because we'll be competing. Ever seen kids that are poor fight for food? They fight for food because, well, they're poor, so there isn't enough food, so they gotta fight for food. But kids that live in families where, they're not poor, they don't fight for food. They're good. They even share food. They even share food with kids that are poor because they have food. They're good, right? So yeah, if they don't feel like we are getting along very well, they're gonna make sure that there's not gonna be enough to go around, so that we'll fight for food, which is stupid, really. Stupid to fight for survival, as if we know what's going on, what we're really fighting for. Such a weird experience, man. It's almost unbelievable that we're reproducing, seeing what we're seeing. God, this is worth it. God knows this, God knows that. Like, how is it that we're programmed to even want to worship some God? Why? Why do we feel like we must worship some God? Selfishness. That's what it is. Because people be worshiping God because they think that God is going to save them. It's still selfishness. It's like, yeah, my God is going to protect me. My God is going to make me rich. It's just selfishness, man. I'm just going to believe in God. He's gonna favor me. He's gonna choose me over the kids that are really suffering. He's gonna save me. When you get the things that you want, you're like, oh, it's God. It's just selfishness. It's not God. You're just too selfish. This world is weird, man. I'm telling you. So if you've made a decision to not have children, I love you for that, because you're on the right path. You've made the right decision. It will make sense if people cared about one another, man, but hey, people don't give a damn about one another like that. People die horrible death, nobody cares. Nobody really fixes this world, you know. People who can don't do anything to fix this world. It's like we're all obsessed with our own meaningless lives, you know. We're living in our own Bibles, you know, like, yeah. It's all about us. But is it all about us? I understand that nature is programmed life in such a way that we'll need to eat each other to survive, but we also need to be honest with ourselves. Is this really what we want? I understand that that's how nature works, but is it what we want? Is this the kind of world that we are proud of? And if you are proud of it, you're just selfish. Thank you.